After losing it all in McGregor, Iowa, I decided to move all the way to Teton, Iowa to find out if I can revive our old family farm. Can we make money? Will we lose again? Find out in today's video. And there we go. Alrighty. So off camera, I'll go ahead and show what we've done. I've already harvested all the bean fields. Everything that was left in the bean fields is in the Kenzie and the Brent wagons. And I haven't put the beans up yet because I don't know which bin is not fully cleaned out yet. This is fully cleaned. That still has some corn in it, so we'll put it in that other bin. And we'll go ahead and hook this tractor up real fast. I've been busy, ladies and gentlemen, and I plan on trying to knock out the entire cornfield today. That second harvester has been a godsend. On top of that, I'm supposed to be having a delivery coming today, or maybe I go pick it up. I want to look into getting me a semi-truck trailer, and with that semi-truck trailer, I want to get me a cattle hauling trailer. So we'll raise that up all the way. Then we'll back this on up in there. Try to hook it up there, see how that works. These bins right here are really big for our size of an operation, but here's the problem is I also don't want to kind of get rid of it just yet, because say I go get rid of that bin tomorrow, it could really cause me a lot of problems if I upgrade the farm and decide to go bigger, because I'm used to a bigger style. But I also wouldn't mind maybe swapping out those bins with an actual pit and everything like that, so I don't got to deal with these augers for much longer. This auger is annoying as all get out. On top of with it being annoying, I mean, it's also something I think we need to really upgrade. Come on, stop. All right, now here's the question. Yep, it's going directly into there, so we're going to unload that. While that's unloading, we'll go ahead and get this started up. So what we're not going to do is we're not going to take both the harvesters with us to the 3 fields that's on the other side of the woods. We're going to only take one, and that's just so we don't have to sit here forever dealing with it. I have a boy coming out and I'm hiring. He's going to take my tractor here. While that's go ahead and emptying into there, we'll go ahead and get everything ready. I'm just going to take the big one, the big Mama Jamma. We're just going to drive down the road really with it, or not really necessarily the road, but you'll see what we're planning on doing here in a minute. But this is kind of what we're planning on doing, is taking this harvester right here. Everything's kind of pushed into it like it should be. The harvester performed great. I really didn't see no problems with it. I really don't think there'll be any problems with them, but we'll just have to see over some time. I definitely do know we got a lot of this stuff to empty out, so I'm gonna let this empty out and I'll be right back here in a minute. Alrighty, so we will go ahead and park this over here. Go and turn that off right there, shut it off. I will say something about that, just looks beautiful. Wow. Now we just got to pull on out of here. Alright, so right now we are on the road. I got one of the boys following right now with the grain cart, so we'll go ahead and pull over here so that we don't got to deal with that right there. That's actually pretty nice seeing your grain cart driving behind you. I definitely do think he needs to grow up a little bit more in learning how to drive grain carts. There you go, buddy. He's slowly but surely figuring it out. Just part of the growing pains. So what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to start with the other fields, then I'm going to work my way back towards here so that he's not having to wait out here too much. Yeah, I think it's best if we don't start with this part right here first for him, so we start around back and then figure everything out from there, and I'll unload back there. So what I'm going to do mainly is probably just get him to sit into the side over here while I do some harvesting, and I think he did a pretty good job getting over here. Let me help him out, let him take a little bit of a break for right now, and we got to get over here and get to harvesting. It's the first bit of corn harvest we got to do, and I don't know about you guys, but I've been excited for this all day long. It's finally my favorite time of the year where we finally get to sit back, relax, and just harvest some corn. The corn moisture is definitely a little bit more on the drier side. The only real way to combat like some of the moisture problems we're having right now, it's a little too dry, and so what's happening is it's shattering inside of the harvester a little bit more. What I want to kind of do for some of the other fields, we'll wait for the next day, but this corn over here is technically not as low of a moisture. It's still high enough of a moisture it holds together a little bit firmer. So I've talked to some of the other farmers right here in this area. They said if it's not that low of moisture, but it's not that high of moisture, you should just go ahead and take what you can get, especially out of these fields out here. I mean, at the end of the day, these were riddled with deer, so there's no really fixing these fields that much. I don't know, the guy I was talking to yesterday said that he lost basically an entire field worth of corn because of deer. I want to know what that back field's going to produce, because I'm not expecting that much out of it because of the deer. But this field does seem like it's yielding decently. We're saying this year we're in the yellow, which is where we want to be, so that gives us a little bit more hope going into the future. And I also think going into next year, with now having 2 working harvesters, I wonder if I can't sell both harvesters and maybe look into getting a better harvester that's going to harvest this stuff faster. I'm thinking about just getting the better harvester that can go over this a little bit better, with a better header that can maybe hit those higher speeds, because I've heard there are headers out there that can go a lot faster. I know each one of our harvesters maybe have 100 $125,000 worth in value, including their headers. So if we can maybe find one solid harvester all the way around, maybe we can really produce a lot more better numbers. Even if it's like more of a fixer-upper, I'm willing to put that work towards a really well-running machine than currently what we have right now.
I can fix that.
The grain sample is looking clear, but it's not looking the best. But it's where we want it to be at the end of the day. We're not going for the best tank at the end of the day. We're not going for this. We're not going for that. We are running older, but new enough equipment. They're worth a pretty penny. And that was to help benefit the farm. When I finally had that boy earlier come over and help me out the other day, we were knocking out beans left, right, center, like I'm hoping to do with the corn later today when that other boy comes over. So I don't feel like taking 2 harvesters all the way over here just to go back over there in a matter of a few minutes, when I could just take 1 harvester, spend a little bit more time here, and waste less than diesel. This year we're already 80% and we're not even, well, I'll give us halfway done with this field. So it just shows what kind of yields you can do if you really put a lot of effort in and just really put your head down and grind and get this stuff where it needs to be. We're pretty full for what the scale says on the inside. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take it over here and dump it all out, which this unloading auger is ungodly slow. So we'll go ahead and pour that out in there. And while that's pouring out, we'll take a look at like the job it's doing. It's definitely leaving some stops. I do wish I had some grinders or some stock choppers at the bottom to help spread that out. But it does look beautiful out here with how beautiful these stocks look. But I do feel like there's a better way to consistently do that. All right, there we go. The first load done. Maybe we can fit like another 2 out of this, and if we could, that'd be kind of nice. See, I'm hoping personally for at least 1 more, but there's no guaranteeing with it. And this point, we may get it, we may not. I do lean more on the fact that this was the biggest field that we do have out here, so I will give that the credit. All right, there we go. We got this one knocked out. Yeah, it's definitely yielding a lot better than it did last year, but it's not yielding the best. And there we go. We got the last little bit of this field, so we'll turn that off and go ahead and put the pipe out. We'll empty out what we got left in the tank, go over that field just in case for some reason we're producing stupid numbers. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna go ahead and take it up there to the next field, knock that out, come back down here, unload it, and take everything on back to the farm. Well, they're getting this field knocked out. I do think we did a good enough job knocking out some of that black tar before it really got really bad. Well, we just finished up that field, and we'll head back down here and grab the little dude, and we'll head on back down towards the shop. So we gotta go ahead and take this on. I told him not to follow as close this time like he did last time, so he wasn't pedaling it as much. So this field ended up having, in my opinion, a lot more of the weeds and stuff like that. We tried killing off with the spray, and for some reason it really didn't affect a lot of these weeds. So that tells me we had a little bit different of a style of weeds than what we sprayed for this year. So going into next year, we will kind of identify those weeds a little bit better and make sure we're spraying for those specific weeds. We'll kind of make it through this right here and turn into here. Hopefully we can get over there as quickly as possible, but there's no guarantees at this point. And ladies and gentlemen, we made it back to our property where we came from. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get him to switch over to one of the other harvesters, because there's a lot of stuff needs to be harvested and we don't got a whole lot of time for it. So alright, we got him on in there. We're gonna go ahead and take this around and go dump it into one things and get the other harvester right here, see if we can get one of the other kids come up here, kind of manage the great cart for them. So what we're also gonna do, we're also gonna go back and forth a few times just to make sure we got all the room we possibly will need, so that we're not accidentally running over any corn that's necessarily needed. Turn this around and we will do this last row. My cows should be here in a little bit, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and set this up here, and there we go. She's going as fast as she can, getting everything like that knocked out and getting all that corn harvested. And so now what we gotta do, we gotta jump into this, and here in a little bit the cattle will be delivered.
Feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name.
Alrighty, he just went inside real fast. By the way, I want to take a good look at this. This is a Lodestar. This is a beautiful truck and trailer, but he just delivered us 12 cattle. We gotta feed these suckers now. Hey, good girl. We gotta feed them. We gotta give them bedding. That's a lot of money we gotta put towards these things. Maybe we'll pick up a couple more here and there, but I kind of wanted to show y'all that we are getting the cattle in, and hopefully we can do more with them as time goes on. Maybe even expand that operation. And while they were on the way over here, I was doing a little bit of texting everything, I kind of got behind, so both of my guys are full right now. So now I get to play the old-fashioned game of backing into the field. They have been trucking along slowly but surely, getting as much of this corn done as they can, and hopefully we won't run over too much of this corn. There we go. This does seem like it's yielding a little bit better, but I do definitely see where we threw down a little bit of lime last year, and I can definitely see where it's made a difference. So maybe this year we need to get a lime spreader for our sprayer. That's gonna be a hefty price. So this would be the lime spreader we would have to get, and this is gonna run us $65,000. Or we could rent one and put it on the back of it for cheaper, which we may end up doing more of it. So we're getting everything unloaded directly on into here. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and say this will be the end of today's episode. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all so very much. Next episode we will go ahead and start cultivation for the year, getting ready to go into next year. Ladies and gentlemen, for me and the entire team, we'll see you next time. Peace.